Not any spookier than last week's, I guess.
It might be a little spookier.
Yeah?
I guess we don't have Sally here to talk about chainsaw massacres and whatnot,
Yeah.
so it will probably be less spooky, I think.
This is just going to be the Peanuts Great Pumpkin.
We can talk a lot
spooky.
about the Great Pumpkin.
Sure.
You know, I played Linus in You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
Gosh, everybody who knows you knows that.
Well, I'm just saying,
You
our
say
podcast
it all
listeners
the
might-
time.
I don't think I've talked about that in
Really?
years.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I didn't get to do anything about the Great Pumpkin, though.
Okay.
That's not in the play.
Sure.
So,
All right. This is episode 63 of All the Books Show, the
Yeah.
official podcast of the David A. Howe Public Library, and I'm Eric Miggles.
and I'm Nick Gunning.
Yeah. That's all.
Okay.
All right. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy
See
Halloween.
you later.
No. You
We're
probably listen
recording.
to this after Halloween, but for
Yeah.
Eric and I, we are deep in the heart of Halloween. This is
Yeah.
Eric's Christmas.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
A little bit.
Sure.
Pretty excited.
Yeah, it is. This is some of our listeners are already in the throes of Thanksgiving planning right now as they listen to it. But maybe we can remind them of how happy they were just a few days ago.
Yeah.
So
So much fun.
yeah.
Let's debrief Halloween, buddy. What have you been doing for Halloween? Let's
I
see.
don't want to get into it.
We watched. What does that mean?
I feel like I let Halloween down this October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
feel like I didn't carry it enough.
Okay. Well, we're going to get into that, but I want to just let our listeners know that beyond Eric talking about
Yeah, what did
Halloween,
we watch? Let's
we're gonna,
recap.
hold on. We're going to talk about the Man Booker Prize, which was announced since we last recorded, and then we're going to do a little Halloween book club here, where we're going to talk about some of the Halloween books we read together over the month, I guess.
Yeah, the whole month.
So anyway, you feel like you failed Halloween.
Yeah, it's all right.
Here's what I think.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you've been listening to your Halloween mix.
Uh-huh.
We've watched how many group movies? We watched The Frighteners.
We watched The Frighteners.
We watched Invasion. We watched Murder by Death. We watched What Lies Beneath.
Uh-huh.
And we watched Disturbia.
Disturbia, yeah. Not the Rihanna music video.
No. So,
Bombadi.
and then you went to, as we talked last week, you
I went to Andover Haunted House.
Andover Haunted House, yeah. And then today's
you know what
Halloween.
you know what I didn't tell you?
What?
At the end of going through that haunted house in Andover, New York, and our group was asked, like, oh, how many girls, how many guys do you have? And the guy, without looking behind, was like, oh, we have 2 guys, him and his friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah.
But I realized I just spent the whole time screaming at such a high pitch and such a constant
Well,
frequency.
it's a comment.
He just assumed.
That's
Like,
fine.
there sure are a lot of women in this group.
That's fine.
Ah!
What do you got? Any plans for Halloween night?
Probably just give out candy to some kids I don't know.
Okay.
So
We got a little neighborhood trick-or-treat thing with donuts and cider that I'm doing tonight. And then we're going to take my son trick-or-treating for the first time. He's very excited.
That's great.
I've been reading him, like, Halloween books in the last month or so.
Yeah.
And so he gets it.
Yeah.
He wants people to give him candy.
Yeah.
He's very excited about it.
Yeah. He's going to get scared.
Yeah.
You ready for that? Well, I mean, he'll probably like be walking down the street with you, and like somebody in a scary costume will walk by, and it'll scare him.
Well, you know, we were in one of those big Halloween stores, the one in the Olean Mall, and they had all their stuff on display, and there was a robot monster skeleton that was like blah, and he just kept hearing the noise, and he was like, "What's happening?" So we went into the next store, the bookstore, and they had a dinosaur where you press the button, it made a similar noise, and I was like, "Oh, look, we found it! It was this dinosaur."
Yeah.
So he did not have nightmares about the mysterious Halloween.
Just
sounds,
dinosaurs chasing him.
just dinosaur nightmares.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. So I think it's been a good Halloween, and I think you've had a good Halloween.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
I didn't watch any I didn't watch Shaun of the Dead. I didn't watch Day of the Dead.
It's Halloween today. You still have time.
I still have time.
Yeah.
Where am I gonna find Day of the Dead?
Buck up, little guy. Well, anyway, if you wanna relive some of the glory years of Halloween past, I'll quickly mention some of our previous Halloween episodes.
Yeah.
Starting with, I believe, episode 7.
Halloween Now.
Yeah. Halloween Now is episode 7, where we talked about all our favorite Halloween books and movies.
Uh-huh.
Episode 8, we recorded last year. Lonely Hearts Book Club on The Wolfen.
The Wolfen.
A werewolfy Halloween Lonely Heart.
Yeah.
And then we did a special spotlight on Stephen King, episode 9.
Stephen S. King.
Shining a spotlight on Stephen King. And then, of course, last week, episode 62, with our friend Sally Murphy.
Yeah.
Halloween Now part
This year
2.
we get
So,
to talk about the new
plenty of
Stephen King.
options. Yeah.
Dean Koontz.
No.
The modern day Stephen King.
I saw a review of a Dean Koontz thing, and the person was like, Dean Koontz is like Stephen King for adults.
Ooh.
And I became pure energy. I went into the computer, came out of that person's keyboard, and just punched him right in the stomach. Like, not real hard, just
Yeah.
enough to know that I'm serious.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you were part energy at the time, so
Yeah.
you couldn't create enough physical force anyway.
So it was more just, they were like, whoa, what was that?
Yeah.
And then I wiped their hard drive.
Sure.
Deleted their Goodreads account.
Yeah. They're like, no.
Anyway, so how's that for an adult?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, nothing like deleting somebody's Goodreads to prove you're an
times.
adult.
Well, I have been doing some Halloween reading. So as we move into our bookmark segment, let me tell you about some of
Man,
the...
you railroad this thing now. You're like, bookmark, book news. No, I'm kidding.
Boy,
it's good.
I'm so
I would.
sorry.
We'd be talking about like ducks in a pond right now if I had any.
Oh, that sounds
say
fun.
No, we shouldn't be talking about ducks in a pond.
You know what we should be talking about, though?
Ducks.
No.
in the river?
I think we should let the people know that you've got sort of a new job coming up. I don't think we've talked about it too much.
Yeah.
Eric, who has been our
now an airline pilot.
he's an airline pilot. He's been just our teen librarian.
Yeah.
And now he's moving away from tech stuff, taking on more responsibility in the young adult section.
Yeah.
And he's also going to be doing junior books. He's going to be doing programming for that middle tween age as well.
The tweens.
So expanding that role. So I'm excited. Are you excited?
Yeah.
You seem a little nervous.
Yeah.
But
No, what? Don't tell them I'm nervous.
Oh, sorry.
Listeners, guess what? I'm not nervous.
He's not nervous
I'm cool
at all.
as a cucumber.
Our current children's librarian, Katura Capadonia, is moving into another new role where she's going to be curating our special collections. She's going to be working on grant writing. She's going to be working on reporting. We're all excited. I mean, we're moving in this really exciting direction where we're all sort of tweaking what we're doing. It's really fun.
Yeah.
So we are hiring a new children's librarian. So if you want to come work with me and Eric, you can send your resumes right to me, gunningen@stls.org. All the information's on our website, davidahowlibrary.org. So
come see how the cows get slaughtered.
Congratulations, Eric. Congratulations, Katura.
Congratulations, Nick.
Excited about moving forward. So anyway, let's talk bookmark. Why don't you go first? What have you been reading?
Ooh, I don't have my Goodreads open.
I'll go first. I'll tell you first what I finished. I finished that short story Grisham put out, Witness to a Trial. It's supposed to sort of go along with The Whistler. His latest book just came out. I'm not really sure how it connects. It follows the one little trial from start to finish, and it was good, but it didn't have like out of context. It was just sort of like, yeah, and then what? So I'm hoping that when I read The Whistler, I'll be like, oh, I'm glad I read that thing. But, it was fine. It was quick.
Whistler
is
also the name of Blade's friend, played by Chris Christopherson.
Oh.
Yeah. Mentor?
Right. Yeah. I finished Kalahari Typing School for Men, which I was reading last week. McCall Smith.
All right.
Part of the number
book
one
what?
Detective. Book 4, I think.
You're all over the place with
I
this.
know. Pretty good. I still like book 6 the best.
Okay.
Company of Cheerful Ladies. That's my favorite so far.
Company of Cheerful Ladies is actually a song that plays in Blade 2.
I guess we're going to start piling on James Patterson a little early because I read Alex Cross number 10. Now, I'm a fan of the Alex Cross series. Those are the ones that are like really, truly written by James Patterson. And there's been a couple that I've been like, well, that wasn't as good.
Okay.
This one I sort of hated. It's called London Bridges. And what it is it takes the character from Pop Goes the Weasel and Big Bad Wolf. It takes the villains from those, and they have like a supervillain team up.
Okay.
It's like Alex Cross versus the Sinister Six. Is kind of what.
Ooh.
Like. Yeah. But it just felt like cartoony and dumb. It felt very like fan fiction. It was like, let's take this character and they team up for no reason.
Yeah.
It just didn't work at all.
Well, you can't bring Dr. Octopus into an Alex Cross story and not get fan fiction.
You know, the thing, it's interesting with Alex Cross, too, because, like, what I enjoy most is not the cases. It's, like, Alex's personal life, like his family and dealing with all of that. And he's a really interesting, like, complex character. And the earlier books focused a lot more on, like, how he was balancing his life. There was a lot more, like, personal life. And I feel like the last couple of books have really gotten on to, like, who's the supervillain of the week kind of thing.
Right.
And that was definitely true in London Bridges. So I found that disappointing.
That reminds me, but Dracula was the bad guy in Blade Trinity.
Huh. I haven't seen any of the Blade movies.
Yeah, I'm out of Blade movies now.
Yeah.
There's only the 3.
The show.
I can't remember. It's House of something.
Yeah, we have the pilot, I think. Or like the pilot movie we have in our collection.
Right. And we have the anime.
Yeah, we do. Boy,
so,
we're well represented with Blade.
All right, let's
Green
maybe
Hornet
I'm gonna
Legacy.
watch Blade tonight.
That'd be a good idea.
Blade 2.
Yeah.
Actually, my wife hasn't seen Blade.
Start with Blade.
Yeah, it's pretty bloody.
But,
Sorry. All right, no more Blade talk.
Green Hornet Legacy, Volume 6. The final end.
So how many I'm going to say how many again, but how many Green Hornets do we have now? We have...
It's a 6-volume series.
6 volumes of Green Hornet, but how many Katos?
2.
And you don't want to read Batman 66 meets Green Hornet?
Sure, I'll read it.
You're crazy.
All right, I'll read it.
Who else does he meet?
So anyway, this is a fun series. I would recommend it. It recalls that sort of pulpy vibe that Green Hornet started with.
Right.
Especially the first 2 volumes, which were based on an abandoned Kevin Smith screenplay. Those are great.
Right.
The rest of the series, it stays fun. Volume 6 is super big. It's really like 2 volumes in one. And it rushes to a resolution. So they must have got canceled in time to like make the last couple of pages tie up the series. So it was rushed, but I was glad that they did it at all. So it's a good series. It's only 6 volumes. I would recommend reading it. We have them all in the collection, as Eric likes to mock me for buying
do have
this,
a lot,
but they have checked out.
Oh,
Finally, I read book 3 of the Nightmares trilogy by Jason Segel and Christian Miller.
Oh, yeah.
These are junior books.
Yeah.
Middle age.
Haunted house books.
Really liked Nightmares. Didn't like the Sleepwalker Tonic, which was the second one. Basically a zombie story. Didn't work as well. This one, Nightmares, The Lost Lullaby, was good. It was really good. It was like the first one. So this is a good series, especially for, I would say, like 10 to 12 range. But there's enough there for, older people, too. I've enjoyed them. I didn't expect this to end, but it really seemed to conclude. So wrapped up the series.
There is apparently
my last Halloween book.
There is apparently an 8-issue miniseries called Mass that teams up the Shadow, Green Hornet, Kato, the Spider, and Zorro.
Oh my gosh! Buy it now. Where is it? That's great. I'm currently reading The Whistler by John Grisham. Yeah. Picked it up over the weekend. Couldn't wait till our copy came back, so I have my own copy. So I just started that.
Whistler is a Blade character who appeared in the 1990s Spider-Man animated series.
You mentioned, yeah.
I didn't mention this 90s animated series.
No, you said he was just a Blade side character.
Yeah, but now I mentioned the fact that Blade was in that 90s animated series.
Do you want to just do a Blade spotlight? Is that what this is?
I guess so.
Okay. I'm also reading Wake Up and Smell the Coffee by Ann Landers and Star Wars graphic novel Droids and Ewoks. So...
Okay, you want to explain the Droids and Ewoks?
Yeah, it's just it's a collection of comic books based on the old TV shows from my youth.
Man, you love those.
Good stuff.
You love those Ewok cartoons.
Yeah, they're fun.
The Battle Wagon of...
I loved them.
The Caravan of
Courage is not a cartoon. That's live action.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Caravan of Courage.
What did you put on that one day when I was at your house?
The animated ones are, I think, The Haunted Forest, and I can't remember what the other one's called.
Wow.
Yeah, there are 2.
They're just silly.
There are 2 live action movies, and then there's the cartoon series.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
All right.
You've never seen the live action movies?
No.
Oh, they're fun.
I guess.
Yeah.
Except for Ewoks being one of my least favorite parts of the Star Wars universe.
I don't understand the Ewok hate. I've always liked Ewoks.
I don't know.
Katura's with me on this, so.
Okay. I guess I just don't get it. I mean,
well, I don't have to explain myself to you. How about
Return of the Jedi is probably my least... I mean, it's the least favorite of the original trilogy for me now. I guess.
Yeah, it's my most favorite. I'd put them in reverse order, I guess.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Or 6, 5, 4, if you will. I know you like the episode numbers.
That's true, I do.
All right.
What is that? Is that a helicopter?
It does sound
Are you being marked?
Yeah, it's an Apache helicopter landing on the back terrace.
All right.
What have you been reading?
What have I been reading?
I don't know. That's why
the question is, what haven't I been reading? Oh, wait. Why did I close my Goodreads?
Oh, my gosh.
All right. No, I know what I read. I read Punisher, Circle of Blood. Did I talk about that? I talked about how I was going to read it.
Cover?
That is the one with the horrible cover.
Okay.
It was written in 1985 and 1986. It's 6 issues long. It's funny.
Quality.
Characters like a character like the Punisher. It's funny to see, like, because this is, I think, where he got his, like, first, like, series.
Okay.
And that was, like, then pushed him along to get his own titles and everything. But there were lots of times where he's like, you're actually not that bad. Bottom of the food chain, so I'm not going to waste my time with you. Okay. Punisher today would knock that guy down and put 2 bullets in his skull.
Wow.
It's just...
Look out.
It's just funny because, like, the Punisher now, you read it, it's like, he doesn't let anybody out. Everybody's in his sights. But this Punisher... Not only that, but he also, like, on a regular basis, just doesn't kill people.
Punisher?
Yeah. I mean, they had to deal with the Comics Code Authority back then.
Thing?
That is his thing.
Okay.
I mean, he still did kill people, but not the... I don't know, not as directly.
Okay.
It's interesting. He's softer back then.
Oh.
So.
Nice.
Anyway, I also read Death Note Volume 4. That's a manga.
Okay.
That we have the complete series in our collection. It's 12 series.
All right.
12 volumes. So... Just checking along. It's fine. It's so wordy, man. It's the wordiest manga I've ever read. Every page is just 10 panels with all word balloons in them. It's like Brian Michael Bendis traveled to Japan, took up a pseudonym, and wrote Death Note.
You hate your Bendis.
Take that, Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah, really.
Your word balloon guy.
So that's it for your...
No, I've read Pet Sematary by Stephen King.
Pet Sematary. Okay, well,
Stephen
we'll dig into it later.
H. King.
Don't spoil anything now.
Also,
we'll talk about it for Halloween Book Club.
I caught up on The Flash. The
TV
show.
Yeah. Okay.
So
the new season.
We finished me and my wife finished last season's, and then we watched the 4 new episodes.
Nice. Yeah, we're caught up too. We have the first 2 DVDs in our collection if you want to catch up.
Yes, we do.
We also have the graphic novel spin-off,
Year Zero,
which was very good. It really felt like a TV show. So.
We also finished season 4 of Arrow, but we haven't.
We have that too.
We haven't started season 5 of Arrow, but all the commercials. It's funny because we've been having to watch because they took it off Hulu, so we've been having to watch The Flash on the CW's website itself.
Yeah.
But as we were watching it, all they do is show commercials, and we didn't watch that on Hulu. But it's all the commercials for Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Supergirl, and sometimes even more episodes of The Flash. And it's just kind of funny because it's like if you are watching The Flash on the CW website on your computer, odds are you already know of Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Also, they keep showing commercials for Frequency. Gosh, put me to sleep already.
Yeah, we watched. I love that movie.
Do you?
I always have. Dennis Quaid. Yeah. The show, we watched the pilot, and it was like, man. We watched the second episode, and I don't remember anything about it. And after that, we were just like,
Yeah, it looks like a nothing show. Ooh, my computer's ready to update.
Oh, good for you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I guess that's it for what we're reading.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's talk a little bit about what?
I plan to start reading Devil's Only Friend by Dan Wells. It's part of that John Cleaver I'm Not a Serial Killer book series.
Did you watch the movie?
I haven't watched the movie yet.
We gotta watch it.
I thought I was going to read it before Halloween, but I'm not. But I got to finish it because I've been putting that book off for a while. So
okay. All right.
That'll put me at 4 Halloween books.
Cool.
At the end of this Halloween.
Well, we're going to move into our book news segment now. We're going to
talk
about some of the things
that's you railroading the conversation.
Coming up down
First
the road.
stop, Nickville.
Oh, boy. So we're going to talk about upcoming books. We're also going to talk a little bit about what's new in the literary world. Most recently, the announcement of the Man Booker Prize.
The Man Booker.
Our congratulations going out to Paul Beatty for his work in The Sellout. So this is notable for several reasons. Probably most prominently is that he is the first American ever to win this.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Paul Bentley.
Congratulations, Paul.
Thank you. Oh,
so that's,
it's not Paul Bentley. Paul Bentley is an actor?
Yeah, Paul Bettany. You're thinking of.
Yes. Yeah. He's the Vision.
Yeah, he's the Vision. So, I mean, U.S. is sort of sweeping these awards. We got Dylan taking the Nobel Prize, which I think he finally picked up the phone.
Yeah, he's
thanks so much.
I saw a headline that said he'll try to make it.
He's going to try to make it.
He's going to try to make it.
He's going to try. So we got an American winning that for the first time in 15 years or so. Yeah. And then Paul Beatty's winning the Man Booker.
Hold on.
First
You
ever
just did
American,
did your Bob Dylan impression, and I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
I didn't really acknowledge it.
No, that's all right. Thank you for bringing us back.
Stopping by. Nope, that wasn't it.
All right, so let me tell you a little bit about the satire. First,
satire?
Sorry, The Sellout, which is a satire.
Yeah.
And let me just mention, we have this as well as everything on the short list in our collection. So if you want to dig into the Man Booker Prize
you could
short
be
list,
a Booker man.
Yeah. And remember, the interesting thing about the Man Booker Prize is that it's one of the awards that one of its main purposes is to increase
sales.
Yeah, sales and notoriety and everything. Where the others, Nobels and stuff, that's not really one of the goal. But this they sort of set out to say, no, this needs to be seen, and they try to elevate it and get it out there, and it's actually pretty successful in doing that. So,
well, we'll see when we get to the New York Times bestsellers
anyway,
list.
The Sellout is a searing. This is according to the Man Booker Prize, which you can follow on Twitter at Man Booker Prize. The Sellout is a searing satire on race relations in contemporary America. The Sellout is described by the New York Times as a metaphorical, multicultural pot almost too hot to touch, while the Wall Street Journal called it a Swiftian satire of the highest order, like someone shouting fire in a crowded theater. Mr. Beatty has whispered racism in a post-racial world.
Yeah.
So let me tell you a little bit, because it's a wacky... I actually picked it up and started to read it.
Does that reviewer think that we've solved racism?
Yeah, they do. The book is narrated by, again, this is from Man Booker Prize. The book is narrated by African-American Bon Bon, a resident of the rundown town of Dickens in Los Angeles County, which has been removed from the map to save California from embarrassment. Bon Bon is being tried in the Supreme Court for attempting to reinstitute slavery and segregation in the local high school as means of bringing about civic order. What follows is a retrospective of this whirlwind scheme populated by cartoonish characters who serve to parody racial stereotypes. The framework of institutional racism and the unjust shooting of Bon Bon's father at the hands of the police are particularly topical. So it's an odd book. It's good to know what you're getting into because, like, I just sort of picked it up blind and was like, "What is this?" And then when I read about what
your book was Braille.
Like, oh, okay, I get it. What?
Sorry,
that's all right.
Because you said blind.
I see.
And I said the Braille thing.
Yeah. This is. Let me tell you a few of the things that the judges say. Amanda Foreman, chair of the judges, said,
"Who is she?"
Sellout. She's the chair of judges for Man Booker. The Sellout is a novel for our times, a tirelessly inventive modern satire. Its humor disguises a radical seriousness. Paul Beatty slays sacred cows with abandon and takes aims at racial and political taboos with wit, verve, and a snarl. Mm-hmm. So again, this is The Sellout by Paul Beatty, available in the collection of the David A. Howe Public Library, along with its fellow books that were selected for the shortlist. So all of these are here. The shortlist includes Hot Milk, His Bloody Project, let's see what else, Eileen, All That Man Is, and Do Not Say We Have Nothing. So those are the ones selected for the shortlist. And congratulations again to Paul. I forgot it. Now I'm thinking it's Bentley. Paul Beatty and The Sellout.
To Wimbledon. No, what's it called? Wilderbun?
Wilder?
What's the tennis movie with Kirsten Dunst?
Wimbledon. Oh, man.
What'd I say?
I don't know.
Wimbledon?
I don't know.
That's the real thing.
All right, we're going to talk about some books coming down the road.
Wimble Wobble.
First of all, we have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the original screenplay.
Yeah, that's coming out.
So, man.
Sucking up
every penny.
Yeah, the movie's coming out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
gosh, that movie's coming out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, November 18th, you can get the screenplay. So maybe people are primed for this after reading Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. But
according to Forbes, it is not tracking highly.
Really?
It's tracking about $75 million for opening weekend, which, if you count its legs and everything, isn't going to be super hot. Or at least not 5 movies hot. But a lot of times things track like that, and then they make like $200 million.
I think people will come out for it.
I'm pretty sure. What was it that I had read? Jurassic World or something like that had tracked for like $100 million, and then it broke $200 million. So like they don't know what they're talking about. Kids aren't like tiny little children who are going to want to see it aren't the ones pre-ordering their tickets. Yeah. So
I imagine that the screenplay will do well.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the Harry Potter diehards, because it is written by J.K. Rowling.
Well, as we've learned, kids don't really love screenplays.
No, I don't really think it's going to be kids, though. I think it's going to be people who grew up with. I think it's going to be like the 25 to 35-year-olds out there who grew up on Harry Potter.
I guess there's a wizard war that happened.
I don't know.
During World War II, and that's sense. What like the sequel movies might work off of.
She's everywhere. I mean, the Robert Galbraith novels, Cormoran Strike novels, are going to be made into a TV show. So she's all over the place.
Look at that.
I think people will pick up this screenplay. We'll probably get it. Who knows where to put it? I mean, really, it probably should be an adult nonfiction.
I keep moving our... We have the 2 copies of, what's it called?
Cursed Child.
Cursed Child. Yeah. And we keep them in our juvenile nonfiction, and they don't check out. So I move them out and display them in the adult section, and they go.
Yeah, every time. I know.
Kids don't really care for, like, a 400-page screenplay.
Right.
Wow! Imagine seeing this live! I'm like, it's
I
like
can't
I'm there.
even. This is too much.
What sort of lighting system would they use? Yeah. How would you put that many characters on screen?
It does beg some questions, let me tell you that. Okay, here we go.
Why are you digging through your garbage?
Well, I realized that I needed the dates on that, and I already threw it away. All right, so let me tell you what we have coming out in a couple of months now. Most of these are going to be December, and then Eric's going to update you on what's coming out this very week. So, a couple of book shots, got to mention.
No.
Come and Get Us by James Patterson and Shan Seraphin. You know, they're slowly getting away from crediting James Patterson. Yeah. Because now on these book shots, it says James Patterson book shots, like it is sort of a header bar.
Yeah.
And it still says with Shan Seraphin, but it doesn't really, it looks like that's the only author. So, interesting.
What must it be like to like go to bed and pull over your blanket that's made of $100 bills?
Then the other one coming out also December 6th will be Private Royals. This is book 12.5 in the Private series, the Jack Morgan Private series. Not a fan of this series.
Oh.
I read the first one, didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. But they are popular. Not as popular as Women's Murder Club, but popular still. All right. So long, James Patterson. Now, from Chris Bahalian.
What if James Patterson married J.K. Rowling?
Man, that much money?
Yeah.
Chris Pahalian's The Sleepwalker.
Okay. I guess we're going to
They'd have this on their nightstand. January 10th. This is coming out January 10th, so 2017. Chris Pahalian, always intense, these books. Visceral. You know, they really they suck you in. We read one for, I think actually, did we read The Guest Room? I can't remember. We read one for book club, and it was a hit.
You say they suck you in? Kind of like my idea for my Jurassic Park movie.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so it's a kid.
I couldn't stop.
Maybe 12 years old, 13 years old. Mm-hmm. He's watching Jurassic Park. Guess what? His copy of Jurassic Park is magical. It sucks him into the movie, and he's in Jurassic Park.
Wow.
And now he's got to have his own Jurassic Park adventure.
So this is like your Jurassic Park, Macaulay Culkin's Page Master.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So like the whole movie too, he's like, I got to get back home. Sure. And they're like, yeah, we all do. We're on an island full of dinosaurs. And he's like, no. You don't understand. Yeah. I'm from 2016. Yeah. This is 1993.
Talk of this spun out of me mentioning Chris Pahalian, so it's a pretty obvious transition. From New York Times bestselling author of The Guest Room comes a spine-tingling novel of lies, loss, and buried desire. Mm-hmm. The mesmerizing story of a wife and mother who vanishes from her bed late one night. This is going to be popular.
Hold on.
Yeah.
In defeating the Velociraptors, he's able to stand up to his local bully.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
that's it. Sense. Sure. And maybe talk to a girl. He's like, I dealt with raptors. You're nothing.
Have you read Terry Goodkind?
No, I've never read it, but I plan to. I've got Wizard's First Rule at home.
We end up getting a lot of these. I don't know. No. Is he still popular?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. This is the start of a new series. Sister of Darkness, The Nietzsche Chronicles, #1. Death's Mistress.
Wait, Sister of what?
Darkness. Sister of Darkness. One-time lieutenant of the evil Emperor Jegang, known as Death's Mistress and the Slave Queen,
Spare us.
The deadly Nietzsche captured Richard Rull in order to convince him that the Imperial Order stood for the greater good. So I feel like from that, you know whether you want to read this book or not.
True.
So
I'm the King Pirate Shark, known as Whitefin.
With that.
And I have come to crush Castle Valencia.
You can read this one January 10th.
Yeah.
And then one more large print, Journey's End by Renee Ryan, a Gilded Promise book. Having grown up on the mean streets of 19th century London, Carolyn St. James is used to fighting to survive. So when her beloved mother, abandoned and ignored by her wealthy family, suddenly dies, the scrappy 22-year-old devises a plan to right this terrible wrong.
And stop Jack the Ripper.
Team up with Jack the Ripper?
No, stop.
Oh.
You don't want to team up with Jack the Ripper. You can't trust him.
Maybe you can.
Oh, I've been ripped.
It's going to be different this time.
I should have known you'd rip me.
That's it for me. So what do you have this very week, my
These books are coming out November 1st.
Ooh, okay.
Very start. The beginning.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, we got it.
The prime.
We understand.
All right. A Christmas Message by Anne Perry. Guess what? The year is 1900, and Victor Narroway is giving his wife We're going to say Vespa. It's not. Giving his wife Vespa an unforgettable Christmas present.
Okay.
A trip to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't snow there, though, buddy.
No, it doesn't.
And they don't have pine trees.
Nope.
Some Christmas. American Dreamer. This is nonfiction. It's My Life in Fashion and Business by Tommy Hilfiger. And Peter Knobler.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
I don't think I've ever worn a Tommy Hilfiger anything.
Huh.
Have you? Are you wearing Tommy Hilfiger right now?
No, I think I had more when I was a kid.
Okay. Really?
That's it, yeah.
As a kid? Man, we wouldn't have been friends. I would have been wearing, like, you know, my Pokemon tie-dye shirt, and you would have been wearing your Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah, totally.
Anyway.
I was not a preppy kid.
Okay. I mean, you're just wearing Tommy Hilfiger.
We had to dress up on Wednesdays. It was like a dress-up day. So we always had to wear a button-up shirt. I had some Tommy Hilfiger shirts.
Oh, some.
That's it. That's all.
Right. Anatomy of a Song. The oral history of 45 iconic hits that changed rock, R&B, and pop. I'll be the judge of that, Mark Myers. Every great song has a fascinating backstory.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
All right. I don't really want to get into it. I don't want to see a song studies collect. Yeah. By Women Possessed, A Life of Eugene O'Neill by Arthur Gelb and Barbara Gelb.
A couple of Gelbs.
Nothing like Gelbs.
No.
You read much Eugene O'Neill?
No.
Didn't you direct Eugene O'Neill?
No.
No,
I haven't.
What does he direct? Oh, Iceman Cometh, Long Day's Journey into Night.
Yeah.
Isn't he the postman? Not the postman. the delivery man,
Death
the
of a
salesman. Yeah,
no, that's Arthur Miller.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
No, yeah, you named the big Eugene O'Neill's. I think. I mean, there's more, but
all right.
Iceman Cometh is a pretty
Faithful by Alice Hoffman. Why does that name sound familiar?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
but you're right.
The author of The Marriage of Opposites and the Dove Keepers.
That doesn't help at all.
All right, Barbara, get rid of those doves. No, I'm the Dove Keeper. Sorry, Peter O'Toole, the definitive biography by Robert Sellers.
I love Peter O'Toole.
Do you?
I was just listening to. I have an LP of Man of La Mancha, the movie, with Peter Sellers.
Yeah, that's true. Every now and then.
Also, Zoltar in the disastrous Supergirl movie. Peter O'Toole.
Oh, sure, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You want to know the worst thing I've ever seen Peter
He's
O'Toole
Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, he's Lawrence of Arabia.
Is that
many famous things?
Wait, you're going to say there's something worse than Supergirl that he was in?
Yes. A Christmas movie based on the life of Thomas Kincaid, the painter of light. Ooh. Peter O'Toole plays an elderly painter who lives next door, and he's like past his prime. He keeps being like, "Paint the light, Thomas. Paint the light." It's tough to watch. It is tough to watch. So if you want to watch Christmas Cottage, folks.
Yeah.
Who else? Oh, Chris Elliott's in that too, so you know it's good.
Oh, good.
And the kid from Gilmore Girls.
Chris Elliott?
Yeah, Chris Elliott. The kid from Gilmore Girls and Supernatural, Jared Padalecki, plays Thomas Kincaid.
Who's Chris Elliott?
You're welcome, America. Yeah.
From SNL and Cabin Boy?
Yeah. Yeah. He plays like the mayor or something.
What?
Yeah. I would have said probably Groundhog's Day.
Sure, yeah. Hey, Cabin Boy.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in a long time.
It does not hold up.
Really?
It is.
Okay.
No. David Letterman's in it.
He also plays Robert's brother-in-law in Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
The award goes to Daniel Steele. The book is just called The Award, but it's by Daniel Steele. But she gets the award for being the queen of the world
ever. Yeah.
So
living large. Daniel
have you?
Steele.
We talk about her all the time, but you haven't read a Daniel Steele.
No, I haven't. No, I've seen.
Maybe by accident.
I saw a miniseries about Titanic survivors that was based on Danielle Steele, and it was actually very good.
Oh, okay.
So,
was it called Surviving the Titanic? Because that was like a 1930 film.
No.
Okay. The lyrics, we talked about this last week, 1961 and 2012. No, we didn't talk. We talked about this a few weeks ago.
Oh, Bobby D?
This is Bob Dylan's lyrics. They're being put out. Yep. Even though, I don't know, it says well known for changing the lyrics to his songs. He's edited them a dozen songs for this volume. So I don't know if it's going to have multiple versions of the songs. But anyway, at least now he's a published author.
Yeah,
so you can get that literature.
That's right.
So I guess the conversation's over.
Yeah, I guess
he deserved it.
Yeah.
The Wrong Side of Goodbye, a Bosch novel by Michael Conley. Also, Harry Bosch just got renewed for another season on Amazon.
Congratulations. Going out to Titus Welliver.
Who?
Titus Welliver plays Bosch on Harry Bosch. The show Bosch. Bosch.
Okay.
Bosch.
Stop saying Bosch.
Sorry.
Hey, good news.
Hey.
Life and Death, the Twilight reimagined story with the Green Apple.
Ugh.
The Green Apple version.
Yeah, the Green Apple version.
I held out, and it paid off. They're finally releasing it all by itself in paperback.
Wow.
So
after all this time, for
no
those
more,
of you who don't know, it's a gender-swapped version of Twilight.
Yeah.
Which is exactly as necessary as
it's not
sounds.
Bella and Edward. It's Bo and Edith.
Yeah, sure.
Ugh.
Yep. Natural.
So Edith is the opposite of Edward?
I guess so. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways. It's Beaufort Swan and Edith Cullen.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sure.
The hardcover is still the two in one.
When they originally released it, you could only buy it with like you open one side, it's Life and Death. You open the other side, it's just the original Twilight.
So if you already owned it,
really
or had 3 copies in your collection,
right? But we have had people ask, so it's good.
So I'm going to get this now, $10.
So
sure.
All of you who've been begging us to get this,
please, the Granny Smith Twilight.
Your day is here. If it was called the Granny Smith Twilight, I might read it.
Sure. Granny Smith is smitten with the new vampires moved into town. Oh. Look at those fangs!
That's it. Just look
I better stop.
Okay. Yep.
Double Down, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, number 11.
Woo!
By Jeff Kinney.
Yeah.
These books are annual.
He can do no wrong.
Yeah.
People love these books.
Yeah,
I read the first one.
Did you like it?
No, I didn't really. I mean, I'm sure it speaks to its audience, but I don't think it really has much of anything for people outside of that age group. So
I'm not in love with the thing it started where like now every kid's book is like 50% words and 50% illustrations.
Yeah. Dork Diaries.
Yeah.
Study
If I was
Hall
a
of
kid,
Justice,
I
for example.
don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I would feel slightly insulted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think that is supposed to be. I mean, I guess I would almost consider that more a graphic novel. And
that's harder to.
It's meant to be the kid's diary, so it makes a little bit more sense.
True.
I mean,
maybe I wouldn't be. I mean, they love it, and anything that gets them.
I don't appreciate being talked down to, Mom. All right.
I know you're going to be excited for this. Shadow of Victory, Honor Harrington, number 14. You love your Honor Harrington. You have a poster of Honor Harrington in your house, right?
Can I tell you, though, that on Basilisk's... I can never do this. Basilisk's Station, the first book in that series is great.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, if you don't want to get sucked into a long space opera...
Sure.
Just read that first book as a standalone book, because it's very good.
Right.
Very good.
Okay.
And then the other ones kind of lost me. There's a few that I liked early
Would you have asked her out?
Honor Harrington?
Yeah. Really?
I don't think so.
Really?
No, too tough. Always has a cat with her. I don't.
Really?
Yeah,
oh, okay. Hey, here's a book I know you're excited for.
All right, Fonzie. What is it?
Zane by Zayn. The first and only official book from Zayn. Global superstar Zayn shares a photographic journey of his life since leaving One Direction.
One Direction? Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Is it called The Story of My Life?
No, it's just called Zayn.
Oh.
And the cover is just a Z. Like he's Zelda Fitzgerald or something.
He doesn't know he's beautiful.
The cover is so bad. He's like, hey,
yeah,
you taking my picture?
Yeah.
Zayn.
Yeah, I almost got his solo CD for the collection.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't.
Was Zayn like the heartthrob? I started listening to One Direction late in the game.
They're sort of weirdly catchy.
I know.
And good,
but I bought like 16 of their songs all at once.
Wow.
And all their hits. I'm like, I gotta buy all of them.
You know, they're all on Freegal, the library's download system.
Sure.
You can download them for free, folks, on Freegal.
Freegal.
I have downloaded a couple.
All right. I don't want to talk about the graphic novels here yet.
Oh, okay.
We'll
you want to talk
that.
more about One Direction? Or
yeah, sure. What's your favorite One Direction song?
Oh, boy. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what kept happening? I'd be listening to Pandora.
Yeah.
And a song would come on and be like, oh, that's a good song. What is it? And I looked, and it was One Direction. Yeah. And it kept happening. Story of My Life came on. I'm like, oh, who's this? Oh, it's One Direction.
That's what I love about Pandora. People are always like, just use Spotify. You can listen to whatever you want. Yeah. But Pandora, actually suggests things based on other things you like.
Every single song
I know.
that came on.
I like Olivia a lot.
There was one song, History. I'm like, this is a great song. Who's this by? And it was like the 10th one that I was like, are you kidding me? So now I have a whole bunch of their songs. Yep. We have a young adult book. This is book 3 of 3 in the Firebird series, A Million Worlds of You by Claudia Gray. The first book was 1,000 Pieces of You. And then it was 10,000 Skies Above. Or A Million Worlds with... sorry. I'm having a...
That's all right.
They're not showing the cover. It was 1,000 Pieces of You.
Okay.
Anyway, it's this story where, parallel realities, and they're traveling from place to place. Mm-hmm. It's the 3rd book. Claudia Gray also wrote some Star Wars books. Bloodlines.
Yeah.
So...
Lost Stars.
Yeah. Also, not the 25th. The 50th anniversary edition of The Outsiders comes out November 1st.
Oh, I've never read The Outsiders. I've never seen the movie either.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Are you going to read it? It would take you an hour.
Should I?
Yes.
Okay.
I just read it again for a book club I did with 7th graders, and they all loved it.
Good.
And I loved it again. I was happy to reread it. It actually made me want to reread more of her books again.
I'm amazed that you're getting 7th graders to participate in a book club.
Yeah. We got to trick them.
That's all.
You got to tell them there's going to be food. So.
Okay.
All right. So we got some graphic novels. Mockingbird, Volume 1, I Can Explain by Chelsea Kane. That's why I mentioned it.
I had it ordered.
Mockingbird, the Marvel character, who's also been on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Bobby Morse. So I think she used to be a criminal, and then she's not.
I don't know much about her.
In the comics, she's Hawkeye's ex-wife.
Oh.
Or ex-girlfriend. Anyway, here's some manga.
She's on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
She was. I don't know if she's still on.
Who's the author on that?
I just deleted it.
Okay.
Chelsea something.
It's a current popular author doing that.
Okay.
So, and then she's taken some heat lately
from
just fans from her storylines. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know the whole deal, but
yeah, sometimes you get these novel writers like, look, I can write novel after novel, and then they come into the comic world and like, no, thank you, Jodi Picoult.
Right? Yeah. I knew you were gonna call her out.
Yeah, I was gonna. No, Mockingbird's not on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in season 4, I don't think.
But
Ghost Rider is. Before. But not Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, last ones. We got some manga. One Punch Man, Volume 9 is coming out November 1st.
Is that still popular? People still digging that? Okay.
Yeah. Everybody's waiting for the second season of the show. Okay. So that's a big thing. My Hero Academia, Volume 6, another manga that everybody's waiting for the second series of the anime to be released. This one, My Hero Academia, like I'll put on anime and like half the kids will watch, or maybe like some will watch and others will go off and do other stuff during our anime club. But I put on My Hero Academia and like everybody just stops what they're doing and watches it. So, and it's great because sometimes there's intense moments and the kids get like really into it, like covering their mouths and getting scared. It's great. One Piece, Volume 80, and Bleach, Volume 68. So those are two long-running mangas.
Bleach has been around forever.
Yeah, I know. It was like my first college. In 2007, I remember. It was already like 100 episodes into the anime. So that's it.
Okay.
That's what we got coming out. You want to go over the New York Times bestsellers list?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm going to go down and see if... what's that book called? The one that won the Man Booker?
The Sellout.
Well, it's not on the bottom 10, so let's see if it made it to the top 10. Number 10, Today Will Be Different by Maria Semple. We talked about that before. Home at number 9 by Harlan Coben. Number 8, it's back up. The Woman in Cabin 10, Ruth Ware, a travel writer. On a cruise, asserting she heard a body thrown overboard, but no one will believe her.
Back up. I think that body's floating to the surface.
Well, we can't see anything.
Yes, I can see it.
Where?
I heard where it went off. For one, I heard it splash.
Can you point to where you heard it splash?
Yes, I'm pointing now. It's right there.
Right there.
Right there.
There.
There. I'm not crazy.
I hope this never goes away.
I put it on the book club. We're going to read it in the
You're going to read it next year?
Page Turner's book club's reading this next year.
Woman in
so
Cabin
we'll
10.
Plenty of time.
All right.
Plenty of time with it.
What about The Fall? That was a big... That kind of disappeared. That fell off the list.
Oh, nice.
When are you going to do
that guy
All the Light We Cannot See or The Nightingale?
We are doing The Nightingale.
For Contemporary Classics?
Contemporary Classics doing that in January.
Nice. All right. Number 7, Commonwealth by Ann Patchett. Number 6, it's new this week, The Secret History of Twin Peaks by Mark Frost. An amplification of the world of the 1990 to 1991 TV series Twin Peaks by the show's co-creator in preparation for new episodes to be aired on Showtime in 2017. What is Twin Peaks? Why do people care about it?
People were way into Twin Peaks. It's really eerie.
I don't get it. It only had a season?
It's a pretty engrossing show. You know,
Is it vampires?
It's
what?
Well, it's like eerie. You know, you watch it and it's like there's nothing that you can really point to that's like that is a creepy thing that just happened. But just the whole atmosphere, it's very like it sucks you in.
All right. There we go. It's Twin Peaks because of two mountains, right?
Sure.
Okay. Number 5, Vince Flynn, Order to Kill by Kyle Mills, because Vince Flynn is long
dead.
Past now.
He's dead.
You could say past.
Past.
Past is better than...
Passed on to death.
Number 4, The Obsidian Chamber by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child.
Yeah, that sounded crazy to me.
While the FBI agent, Pendergast, is believed dead, his ward is kidnapped. 3, Small Great Things by Jodi Picoult. No, I'll leave her alone here. Number 2, 3 weeks on the list. It's ruined it. 2 by 2 by Nicholas Sparks. That's hanging in there, though.
That doesn't surprise me. Sparks still got it, man.
Yeah.
They're already prepping the movie based on this book.
Sure. Yeah. I don't know who... The thing is, you can never guess who's going to be in the movies because it's always like nobody's.
It's not always true.
Yeah, you shouldn't say that about James Marsden.
Very rarely true.
What? What was the one in The Longest Ride? Name me one actor in The Longest Ride.
Miley Cyrus?
No, that's the last song.
Oh. Longest Ride? I don't know what that's about.
See? That's the one about the guy has a cowboy hat.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we'll learn.
The most recent was Safe Haven, right? That was Josh Duhamel and...
No, the last one, it wasn't even The Longest Ride. It was, gosh, I don't know. I can't remember the last Nicholas Sparks
experts
movie.
on this.
No,
Moving
we're not.
along.
Number 1, Escape Clause by John Sanford.
Oh, yeah.
Virgil Flowers of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension must deal with the theft of tigers from a who is stealing tigers from a local zoo?
Look out.
Tigers have enough problems as it is.
Yeah, seriously, they don't need to be stolen.
There's like less than 3,000 of them in the wild. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. That's the point of no return for a species, my friend. How long? What are you doing?
I was singing The Point of No Return by Kansas.
Oh, okay.
How long? There's a lot of instrumentals that you're not hearing. It's like... Remember, hey, we went to see Kansas together.
We did see Kansas, yeah.
Kansas came around to Hilton College, and we went.
Best of Me, that one came out in 2014.
Okay.
But there was another movie that came out.
All right. Well, I don't think
The Choice. The longest ride was 2015. The Choice was 2016.
Okay.
And I couldn't tell you who was in The Choice.
Okay.
Let's look at these names.
Oh my gosh, why are we doing this?
Because we got to see if they're nobodies.
I don't think so.
Teresa Palmer and Benjamin Walker.
Benjamin Button.
Walker. Oh my gosh.
What?
You want to know who was in The Choice as well?
Yeah.
Mr. Tom Welling.
Oh my gosh.
He's coming back.
He's our erstwhile Clark Kent from the long-running CW show Smallville.
You know, this Nicholas Sparks thing isn't really like... Notebook came out in 2004. Knights of Verdante was 2008. And then Dear John was until 2010. So it wasn't like this annual thing until, after the lucky one.
Ooh, boy.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Who was in The Longest Ride?
I don't know.
Do you want to start the segment before?
No.
Oh, it was Scott Eastwood and Britt Robertson. I guess Scott East. Oh, and Alan Alda. How do they get these people?
I don't know. I love Alan Alda.
Who was in The Best of Me? That was James Marsden.
This is awful.
No, it was James Marsden.
Start talking about
it was James Marsden and Michelle
Our segment
Monaghan.
for today is a special Halloween book club.
Yeah.
Eric and I read a couple of the same books together. One, Pet Sematary, we've been planning for years. And keep putting it off. But it's finally happened.
Yeah. So wait, are we talking about Pet Sematary now?
We're going to talk about Pet Sematary. We're going to talk about Dean Koontz' Frankenstein.
Right. Which one are we starting with?
Well, why don't we start with Frankenstein?
Okay.
Hit it.
What?
Tell us a little bit of information about it.
Okay. Dean Koontz' Frankenstein is by the author Dean Koontz and co-authored by Kevin J. Anderson.
I've read some Kevin J. Anderson.
Known for Star Wars books.
Yeah, he wrote the Jedi Academy trilogy.
There you go.
Good, good stuff.
So this was originally supposed to be, what was the channel? USA Network. It was originally going to be a pilot.
Yeah.
Or a pilot movie, a TV movie in 2004. But the project, I guess, they changed things they wanted to do, so Koontz left, and then it fell through, so he...
They made the movie, though.
No, I don't think so.
No, they did.
What?
Yeah.
Clicky.
But they never continue. Like, it's very much a pilot.
There it is.
It ends on the same cliffhanger that the book does. It's not a... It doesn't fulfill... But Parker Posey's in it, and Adam Goldberg, a couple of decent names, but...
Vincent Perez.
Yeah, but they...
Who's Adam Goldberg? Michael Madsen. Wow.
I guess they were wanting to go in a different direction, and Koontz was like, I don't need this. And so they went off, and they just, he still had the rights to write it, and they still had the rights to do their movie. Yeah. So the movie actually doesn't say anything about Dean Koontz. It's not like Dean Koontz' Frankenstein.
Sure.
Then the book went off and did its own thing, and it spawned, six? No, there's
Five.
Five.
Okay.
Five
that was embarrassing.
So, yeah, that was embarrassing. So, give us a little synopsis.
Okay. There's a serial killer dubbed the Surgeon. He's going around town surgerizing people while they're alive.
Yeah.
He's basically collecting the nice parts. He wants their hands. He wants their perfect feet. He wants their perfect shins, I guess. Yeah. I don't know where it stops. How do you pronounce the monster's name?
Oh,
the Frankenstein's monster.
I don't know.
Deucalion?
Deucalion, yeah, let's say that.
All right.
That sounds about right.
All right, so Deucalion, formerly known as Frankenstein's monster, was the monster in the book Frankenstein.
Yeah,
so
like the original Mary Shelley. This is the monster.
He's out hanging with some monks,
chilling for 200 years or whatever.
And Dr. Frankenstein is going by a different name now, and I can't remember Victor something. He has like a pharmaceutical.
Victor Helios.
Yeah, a pharmaceutical.
Yeah. He's just chilling in New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans of all cities,
being weird and gross.
Do you want to imagine? I mean, they play him as like a handsome kind of guy, well-to-do and everything. But if I want him to be like large and just like fanning himself all the time, like this New Orleans heat is too hot for Victor Frankenstein.
Yeah, jambalaya. Sorry, that's all I got.
Okay, so and there's two cops, and the cops are trying to find the surgeon, but
the cops.
Yeah,
I didn't like them at all.
The problem in the story, I think, is that the surgeon is a separate character from another character who's going around killing people, and they get him confused. And so at one point, So once you kind of get to it, you realize the surgeon character is superfluous to the story.
Yeah.
Isn't important to anybody.
Well, I think, again, because it was written as like a TV show, I think there's a lot of things in the book.
It was going to be a mystery over
that make
a couple
it like,
episodes.
Yeah,
and
so
then
that's
you were gonna,
yeah. So that's one of the things that doesn't play so well. I felt like even from the beginning, like you could just feel it being like, this is the prologue, then the credits run, then we have the detectives. I mean, it really felt like it felt sort of like a novelization of a Frankenstein movie. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I guess.
You can say no.
No, I mean,
Sorry
I guess.
to say no.
I didn't read it. I didn't see that until you mentioned it.
All right.
I don't know if I liked it or not. I mean, I liked it enough that I would read more.
No.
But reading it was also gross. I know, you hate Dean Koontz.
Apparently I do, yeah, because I thought, again, I probably should just read, I'm not going to, but like, I should probably just read a non-series, just like standalone, like famous Dean Koontz.
Like Odd Thomas.
Really judge them. No, that's
Odds Against.
But I found a lot of the same, like, I just found the writing weak. Like his...
See, I didn't see that.
I thought his dialogue and his, like...
I guess reading it, I was like, oh, this is just like normal threat. Like, I figured it was just as advanced or not as advanced as any book in this type of genre. Like, if I picked up James Patterson's private series, you know?
I guess that's fair. You're right. It probably... I think it's a little worse than that. It feels a little bit more amateur. Okay. But you're right. It's in the same vein where you're not expecting, like, beautiful flowing sentences.
Right. I mean, I guess I don't love reading books like that because, you know, the chapters are a page and a half to keep you going and everything.
Yeah.
But like after a while, it's just like, all right, that didn't have anything to do with anything. There's a character, there's a monster character who's trapped, who's trying to get out, and he's like afraid of getting out. He has like OCD and everything. But every chapter we got to, I'm like, I'm gonna skip just because it was so repetitive and dull on those chapters. I was like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's a real weakness when you get to
what do we say? DeKellion is what we're calling it. DeKellion, like, he's barely in the book.
Yeah.
I kept waiting. I'm like, where's DeKellion? Yeah. This is the character I want to read about.
Just like watching movies.
Yeah. So, I guess maybe he would have also then slowly been added to the series.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's what the ending implies.
Yeah. He's just, I mean, that's the character I would feel like most people would be picking it up. They want to read about the monster.
Yeah, you want to read that.
And there he is.
Yeah.
So, it's hard when you got, like, DeKellion, who's lived all these years and... you know, this angry monster who's trying to live a life of peace and everything. And then you got Victor Frankenstein, who's evil and doing all this other stuff. And also has lived forever.
Yeah.
You got those two characters, and it's like, well, time to follow the two beat cops. We're just trying to make it as a single mom. And they like each other, but they can't really commit to a relationship because they're partners.
Right.
It's going to complicate things. It's like, no, get back to the monster.
Yeah.
So.
Well, again, I assume when this was written, they thought, well, we'll have plenty of time to explore that. We need to establish all the characters, but you feel like there's sort of a hole in it because like you want something different. You don't. I don't know. I'm surprised that this has the audience that it has because I would think you pick up something called Dean Koontz's Frankenstein, you don't think you're going to read like a procedural.
Every now and then
with cops.
It switches to other like creations he has, like that are out in the world. Right. Victor Frankenstein has made like there's a priest, his new race. So every time it goes to his wife Elizabeth, who's like version 4 now, or the priest or stuff like those, I'm interested in because they're just they're larger than life. Yeah. And then it cuts back to the person who's like, how am I going to afford a coffee and cereal for my son?
You want the Frankenstein world.
Yeah,
you want that. You want to see that. And that's just it's not the focus of this. Yeah. It isn't. So, I mean, to bench Frankenstein's monster, not do much with Victor himself, and then follow these two, really just sort of every stereotype. I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't work for me. Yeah. And
I put in a lot of hours, and it's hard, but it's the job, and my dad.
I got my kid at home.
I'm trying to solve a crime, but maybe it's hitting too close to home.
As a Halloween book, how did it work for you as a Halloween book?
It was fine. It wasn't very spooky.
No, it was like, you're right. It's gross.
It is gross.
Like the whole
body parts. The body parts thing, I'm like, okay, that's fine, and it's visceral, and I'm like, blah. Yeah. But there's just every now and then just moments that are like, look how gross this is now. I'm like, whoa, I don't want. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But are you planning to read City of Night?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm hooked, man.
Did the cliffhanger just
you
need to see it?
No, I remember I complained. Like, at the very end, it's like, oh, the book's over now. Yeah. It doesn't feel like earned cliffhanger. It just feels like I'm going to write a second one now too.
Well, I mean, it does improve once you have Deucalion like part of the story again. I mean, that picks it up a little bit, but it happens too late.
Yeah.
You know.
So, yeah, I'm going to read the second
You're
one
going to
at
read
least.
it. Okay.
So,
well, the first one here. What year did that come out? Do you still have that up?
I just closed it, man.
That's all right.
Well, I mean, the movie was supposed to be 2004.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
okay. Well, here are the books. Book 1 is Prodigal Son. Book 2, City of Night. Book 3, Dead and Alive. Book 4, Lost Souls. Book 5, The Dead Town. And I think it's over. I mean, that was 2011 was when Book 5 came out. So
yeah, it's done.
I don't think we'll be revisiting this anymore.
All right. What's the next book?
We have them all. We were missing we were missing Dead and Alive,
Yeah.
book 3. And Jessica, who loves this series, works here at the library.
Yeah.
Will be with us for the book club. Oh, we should mention, while we're talking about this book,
Ooh, yeah.
Eric and I are going to be discussing this book in the Page Turners book club. Oh, are you going to be gone?
I'm going to be at a conference.
Nick is going to be discussing this book in a
I'll
book
be there in
club.
spirit.
That's good.
No, I mean, I'll be dead and I'll be haunting the book club.
Yeah, okay.
As a spirit.
Well, that's not great. I mean, I would prefer you not to die.
Well, but I'll be haunting.
All right. So those of you who are not going to the Nyla conference can join me in the book club November 2nd at 3:30. Angelica listeners, that was this afternoon, and you missed out. Sorry, folks. Sorry, folks. So, end of the light. You're a solid 3 stars.
Yeah.
You're gonna check into the next one next Halloween. You're gonna do
Probably,
next Halloween.
yeah.
Okay. I don't think I'll revisit this. You know, there's a graphic novel adaptation by Chuck Dixon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know Chuck Dixon?
Yeah, I know who
Writes
he
a lot
is.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yo, Chuck Dixon,
So
who?
that's-
Who do you think you're talking to?
Sorry.
What is this, amateur
Sorry.
hour?
Well, for the people who don't know.
Oh, yeah, Chuck Dixon is a comic book writer.
Yeah, writes a lot of. Well, he's done a lot of like Nightwing, Teen
Robin.
Titans, Robin. Yeah, a lot of stuff. So there is a 2-volume Prodigal Son adaptation in graphics.
Hey, have you ever heard of the name
series.
Marv Wolfman?
We don't. Yes, I have. We don't have the graphic novels here, but you can find them somewhere.
How
else.
about
Yeah.
Jack Kirby? This is what it felt like you were doing to me. Yeah.
Sometimes I provide more information, not so much for you, but for our home listeners.
Ah, okay.
So,
You're a regular Denny O'Neil.
that happens.
Do you know who that is?
How dare you? Anyway.
All right.
Dean Koontz, Frankenstein, 5-volume set, all available here in the library. Book club meets on the 2nd to talk about it next.
Yeah.
Pet Sematary. Boy. Yeah. That's the Ramones. All right, that's it. Cut it. Good, we got it.
But I don't want to live my life again. Okay. That's the important part. That's the sad part.
Let me tell you this.
That was the Ramones.
Okay. I would never have read Pet Sematary if not for you.
If not for me.
And
hey,
I like
man,
Stephen King.
If not for you, I wouldn't have just listed off a whole bunch of comic book creators for our listeners.
Yeah, thank you.
So.
Oh, that was for our listeners. Oh, because I was personally insulted. Because you thought that I didn't know that.
All right.
Pet Sematary. So why, let me ask you this. Why did you want to read Pet Sematary?
Well, to be fair, here's what happened.
Yeah.
As a kid, I watched the Treehouse of Horror Simpsons episode.
Okay.
Treehouse of Horror episode 3.
Okay.
It was a zombie episode. And I remember it for my whole life having been a Pet Sematary episode.
Okay.
I'm like, someday I'm going to read that actual book.
Yeah.
And so what I thought Pet Sematary was about was not what it's about. Because in the episode, Lisa wants to bring her dead cat back to life.
Okay.
But she accidentally, she casts a spell, but it accidentally is on the human cemetery. So all, zombies come out and everything. And I thought, a bunch of animals and people are just going to start coming out as zombies. I thought people are going to come out of the woodwork. I thought it was going to be like a zombie story.
So, but that's why you wanted to read Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
Because of that Simpsons episode.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we put
that
it off.
I haven't seen since 1994.
We put it off 1 year to read The Shining.
Gosh, yeah.
And then we put it off the next year to read Dr. Sleep.
Yep.
And then last year, we put it off because the book club
Salem's
was already
Lot.
reading Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
Which is referenced in Pet Sematary.
Sure is.
And so this year we finally did it. Not for the book club, just you and me, mano y mano,
Yeah.
reading Pet Sematary together.
Yeah.
So Pet Sematary came out in 1984, was nominated for a World Fantasy Award when it came out. That's right. Sorry, it came out in 83.
Wow.
And it was adapted into an 1989 film.
Yeah.
And the film also got a sequel, not based
Yeah.
on a Stephen King book. So.
No.
Um,
Salem's Lot, by the way, has a
Yeah.
2004 movie.
does it?
Yeah. TV movie, I think.
Yeah. Well, they did
Anyway.
the same thing with The Shining. They had the original and then. So Pet Sematary basically follows a man. He's a doctor, which played almost no role in the book, which I thought would be a little bit more important.
Sometimes.
He's a doctor.
Yeah.
He moves his family to a new town to take this position
In
as
Maine.
like a on-campus doctor at a college.
Do you ever wish Stephen King would just open up an atlas
Yeah.
We're like,
else.
yeah. 50 whole states.
Yeah. Okay. So the beloved pet cat Church is killed.
Named after Winston Churchill.
And he's sort of pushed to bury it in a certain place by his elderly neighbor.
A pet cemetery. And lo and behold, the next day, who should come back? But Church. Yeah.
And then it sort of takes a hold on the characters.
Yeah.
And this pet cemetery sort of becomes an obsession, and they
We might have to spoil this.
Do you think?
I think so.
Well, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right.
I think you can pretty much figure out what happens. But basically, it becomes this obsession where they know that they shouldn't be messing with it, but it kind of pulls at them.
Yeah.
Like many Stephen King books, it starts just normal. It starts like, this is just a novel about a family moving to Maine, and the dad's a doctor, and the husband and wife don't get along so well, and she's kind of shrill and irritating.
Yeah,
and
she had a line that there's nothing natural about death, and I'm like, I hate you. Well, to be fair, she grows as a character,
she does.
and like gets over all that stuff, wherreas she
has a much better
nosedives.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, she's wants to hide everything from the kids. Doesn't want them to see the realities of the world and everything.
I think she would have recovered
with that so much.
I think she would have recovered from the family tragedy that happens throughout the book.
Yeah, she probably would,
if not for the husband.
Yeah. So Rachel, the wife, does have a good arc. That's true. She has a good story arc. Lewis is kind of I don't know. Would you say a strong character?
Lewis?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's fine.
Yeah. He's kind of a nothing.
Yeah. Here's the Stephen King. It's weird when he writes about emotions because they're all so like big and mushy and hard to like. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like he doesn't show it through actions. He's just like, he loved him more than anything, but then like we never actually see that character loving that person more than anything.
That's true. That was definitely true in this book.
And I felt that like in Salem's Lot, between the two kids we were following, and how and like, you know, at one point he's like, I love you, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was quick.
Yeah, surprising.
I don't know.
Yeah. I thought this was just fine, I guess. At the end of the day, I thought it was like a 3-star.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's because it's kind of dull for a lot of times.
Well, that's what I was starting to say. In Stephen King novels, often you're enjoying following the story, and you know it's going to take a turn,
right?
And you hope it doesn't take the turn, even though you know it's going to.
Yeah.
And that's what it was like for me in this. I was like, gross.
I guess I kept waiting for the turn.
Stuff's going to start happening. I thought that was pretty. I mean, it was a little dull at times, but I thought it was pretty well paced.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't take too much of
the kid resolution. Who gets run over by a car at the beginning of the book. The college kid that on the skateboard or whatever it is.
Yeah, I liked that.
In the movie, he plays like a huge role, I guess.
Does he?
I think he replaces his neighbor in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So
I thought the stuff with Rachel's sister Zelda. She had a whole thing where the wife had a dying sister as a child, and it sort of tore their family apart and left her a lot of psychological scars. I thought that was a good backdrop to have for her and why she was such an unpleasant character to start with. Yeah. I guess...
We don't have to spoil it.
No. I guess at the end of the day, I would just say that I didn't find it... It wasn't so much scary, but it was just disturbing.
Yeah. Well, also, you're a father.
True.
So I wouldn't want to end.
That does make it worse.
I mean, how old? I mean,
same age.
The kid is like the same age as your son.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah, it was definitely a creepy. Like that aspect of it was creepy. Yeah. I would say overall, it wasn't a scary book. Would you agree?
Yeah.
You find it?
No,
scary?
I mean, I read it at night.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to you. You read yours like outside in the day, surrounded by a crowd. Is that right?
Yeah.
I read mine in bed at night.
Not quite. Not quite.
But you weren't reading it at night.
I did actually. No, I did sort of stop reading it at night. When I finished it, I was like, within spitting distance of finishing it, and I was like, I'm just going to do this. So I did actually finish it at night.
There were a few times when I'd be reading it, and I'm like, oh. Mainly when that the kid who fell into ER, and the ghost kept showing up. I was like, maybe there's a ghost in my house.
Yeah.
There wasn't. It was just 2 dogs. Actually, I think that night was the night my dog barked at our new dog like at 3 a.m. and I woke up like, oh God, no, not yet, Lord.
This is, I guess maybe I would say this might be my least favorite Stephen King book. No, Mr. Mercedes. No, End of Watch. End of Watch is definitely my least favorite Stephen King. But of the classic Stephen King, I don't know.
I'd say I like Pet Sematary more than I like The Shining.
You did.
I just didn't like The Shining, man.
I know you didn't.
Just long and dull for me.
I understand.
So this moved quicker.
I
felt
don't know.
like, even though I said it was boring.
I don't know. I might prefer it to Salem's Lot.
Pet Sematary?
Yeah.
No, Salem's Lot's my favorite.
Yeah, I know. I found that one dull. I found that one a really long haul.
You are crazy. That's because you don't like vampires, man.
I guess that's true.
You only like zombie children.
No, I don't like that.
You love them.
No, I don't.
All right.
Would you,
if your dog Arbuckle?
Yeah.
No, maybe that's not. He's been kind of annoying you lately. If your cat Fry, all right. If your cat Fry was run over by a car,
oh jeez,
would you bury him in the pet cemetery?
No, I don't want anything to do with the pet cemetery.
Do you think Church would have been okay if not for all the other stuff? His cat. Do you think he would have just lived a very?
Well, that's interesting. Church comes back after the pet cemetery.
Just kind of seems like just a cat.
Yeah,
like
just
I
a
know
normal
mean cats
cat,
like that.
Just kind of but they never really tried anything either. Like I thought they were just sort of mean to Church for no reason. Yeah. After that,
yeah.
That
well,
didn't
they didn't
really
like
track.
him. He was gross and smelly.
Yeah, that didn't really track so well for me.
Yeah.
With Church.
Yeah.
I think it was
at the end though when he's like part of it.
Yeah.
He's like hanging out there. It's like, I'm also now a serial killer cat.
Yeah.
Meow.
Yeah.
Meow. Murder. Meow.
Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe you liked him more than I did.
That's true.
I guess it's funny. We have like opposite tastes when it comes to Stephen King. We like the different things. Would you recommend Pet Sematary to someone?
Sure.
Like for a Halloween read?
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
No.
I didn't hate it.
Okay.
I didn't hate it.
I'd also recommend Salem's Lot though.
Yeah, I would probably recommend Salem's Lot over this one.
Okay.
Because I think, even though like this one I was never bored with. You know, I was a little bored with Salem's Lot.
I don't get it.
Time to time.
I don't get you with Salem's Lot.
I just wanted it to move faster. Salem's Lot, I think also.
But that was the thing. It was like a slow, like watch how they slowly take over this town.
Yeah.
Vampires, the bad news.
This is another difference that we have. Because you prefer teams and I prefer solitary characters.
That's true. I do like a what do we call them? Boy, can't remember. An ensemble.
Yeah, an ensemble. And Salem's Lot is definitely
an ensemble.
Yeah. You have, and for me, sometimes it was borderline too much. I was like, what is this? Matt, Mike,
well,
Mark?
I guess I just realized, like, oh yeah, Matt and Mark. What a
whole time.
Stephen King.
Like,
that's
who are
that's
these?
101. You don't
Which
name
is
characters with the same starting letter.
Yeah. Very similar. But
Matt
that's the difference because this
Pat.
is this and The Shining really.
Yeah.
I mean you're really following like one main character where Salem's Lot is this big ensemble. So that's probably just a personal preference.
Maybe.
Difference there.
Yeah.
But,
and Dr. Sleep was like the X-Men.
Yeah, it's true.
So
yeah. I have no interest to watch the movie.
Salem's Lot? No, it'd be gross.
Oh, I mean Pet Sematary.
All right, that's what I meant. Yes, Pet Sematary would be gross. Yeah. Here's the thing. He kept mentioning the Ramones "Hey Oh Let's Go" song, but I didn't get why. It just like now
Ramones came up quite a bit.
Yeah, but he just kept saying like "Hey Ho Let's Go." I'm like, why are you singing that though?
That's not altogether uncommon. He tends to make. I mean, the Dr. Sleep had a lot of Beatles talk.
Yeah,
different things.
It just seemed like this. Yeah, like this book, he was like throwing something in a dartboard, and like today's artist will quote a lot is the Ramones.
I mean, I don't know the answer to that. It wouldn't surprise me if it was just like he was into the Ramones at that time.
I do love, and I don't think Ramones fans love the song, but I love the song Pet Sematary. It's so good. Yeah, he's just like, just doesn't want to live this life again. Mm-hmm. That's all. All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
You okay?
Right, so yeah.
You too spooked?
No. I was trying to figure out what Pet Sematary 2 could possibly be about.
Well, it's not the same characters. I looked it up.
Oh, it's totally different characters.
Yeah, it's new characters moving into town and hanging out and being bullied. It's younger kids.
None of the same.
At one scene in the movie, they're at a campfire telling scary stories, and one of them is about the family in the first Pet Sematary.
Okay, but you never meet them.
Right. It gets used a lot. Like in the book Pet Sematary, it gets used twice, and then at the very, very end.
What?
The actual Pet Sematary.
Oh yeah.
But in the second one, it's like every 5 minutes somebody's being buried in the Pet Sematary to live their life again.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Ramones don't want that.
They don't want it.
All right.
No.
No, I wouldn't watch the movie.
No.
There's never like a Stephen King. Maybe I'd watch Salem's Lot. Vampires are so bloody.
Yeah.
It's easier to read about them.
True.
So
it's true. Well, I still like Bag of Bones.
Oh, but I also like Blade.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's vampires.
Vampires and bloody, as you mentioned earlier in
sure
this episode.
Is. In the first scene of the first movie, he goes into a vampire rave, and they're all like raving, and the sprinklers are blood.
Yeah.
And that's what they're raving gross. In. And then he shows up and he's like
like
party's over. And he like chops them all up. And at one point in the movie, his sunglasses come off. But guess what? He puts them back on and he's ready for action.
Yeah, he is. Favorite Halloween read of this year?
Of this year?
Yeah.
Jeez. Pet Sematary?
That was so weird. All right, I'm going to have to go with Nightmares, The Lost Lullaby. I like that better.
You're a child.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
That's so rude.
Yeah.
I read a billion
children's ones, yeah. What was your favorite one of those?
Oh, boy. Little Blue Truck's Halloween.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
He likes those a lot. And the Critter books. Classic stuff.
All right, we got to close this out.
Do you want me to keep talking about
Critters?
Halloween children's books?
Sure.
Critter? No, that's it. All right, so I guess that's it.
Yeah.
For Halloween.
Yeah.
This is the end of our...
This is the end of Halloween 2016.
No, you still have more time.
That's true.
To make all your Halloween delights come true.
Time.
So, yeah. Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk book news. Library news.
Library news
what
is
do you
different
have coming
than book
up?
news, man. What are we... November's starting.
You've got your movie.
Yeah, we're showing... Thank you. We're showing Alice Through the Looking Glass, November 4th at 3:30.
Are you going to watch it? Ever? Like, do you have any interest in seeing
No, we got somebody else showing that film.
Yeah.
I'm just... I get producer credit on this program.
That's cool.
No. Though, you know what's... I say no, but I am more interested in watching this movie than I am the first one. Because I still haven't seen the Tim Burton Alice in the... Whatever. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm tired. But this one I am kind of interested in. Maybe because the marketing was so weird and effective, and Pink was singing White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane. Mm-hmm. So that was cool.
I want to see it.
Okay.
I'll probably see it sometime.
There we go.
I've got some stuff. Well,
no, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, you do.
We've got the book club to discuss Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Which is on Wednesday the 2nd at 3:30. You're welcome to join us for that.
Uh-huh.
Book club after that is going to read In the Bleak Midwinter by Julia Spencer Fleming.
Okay.
Contemporary Classics is currently reading Patchwork Planet by Ann Tyler, so please join us for any of those. Thursday the 3rd at 7 o'clock, we have one of our favorite bands coming back to the auditorium. This is, I want to say their 4th year, possibly their 5th, coming back, Creek Bend Band. So
okay, yeah.
They do a mix of bluegrass, of gospel, of swing. They're all over the place, just in that sort of wheelhouse, and they're just good. I mean, they're really talented with the instruments that they play. It's amazing to watch.
Right.
But also, they just have a good show. I mean, they're funny. They talk to the crowd. It's the whole thing is just, it's a good package. We love to have them, and so far the audience have really enjoyed them too. So hope you'll come to that on the 3rd. Next week we have some good stuff. We have a lecture by Dr. Vanya Rauher from Cornell Ornithology Lab. He's going to be talking about natural history collections as well as our own bird egg collection, which has been here in the library for, I don't know, at least 50 years.
Right.
A long time. So that's going to be Tuesday, November 8th at 7 o'clock in the Monday Club room on the main floor.
Okay.
So join us for that. That's it for me. You got all your usual stuff.
Yeah.
Anime Club.
Yeah.
Teen Card Game
Teen
Club.
Card Games on Tuesdays. Yeah.
You seem thrilled.
Sorry, I'm just tired. I was up all night playing a game called Prison Architect.
Well, whose fault is that?
Well, mine.
Yeah.
I took too many inmates in and with not enough cells, and so I was having to build cells. But when you build that, you have to build infirmaries because you don't have enough cells, so you get a riot, and then everybody's hurt. Mm-hmm. You have to build a morgue. You got to build a staff room.
Yeah.
You got to hire a warden.
Too much.
It's too much, man.
Too much.
Though I make a pretty mean rec room.
I bet you do.
So I have AA meetings in there for them so they can help recover from there. Yeah.
Oh, just like Stephen King's Dr.
Just like
Sleep,
Stephen King's Dr. Sleep.
All right. Well, you can always contact us on Twitter at All the Book Show, at Facebook, David A. Howe Public Library. You can email us at wellsville@stls.org. We love to hear from you. We want to hear suggestions on what you want us to cover, whether it's author spotlights, different topics. Please let us know. You can follow us.
Is next week Veterans Day?
Veterans Day is November 11th.
Okay, so 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we will be doing a spotlight on fiction and nonfiction dealing with the veterans and war and that
the best
sort
we
of
can.
So, the
having
best we
not
can.
read
We'll talk
too
about
much.
the ones we want.
Yeah.
We'll cover some lists of the best
that one was
wartime
requested
fiction
by a listener.
We'll talk about the show MASH. Not really.
You'll have to.
We probably won't.
You'll have to.
We probably won't.
Yeah, okay.
But
you talk about Scrubs.
We can talk about Scrubs.
Well, because
it's sort of like MASH.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Too far away. Remember, you can rate us on iTunes. We like good, positive ratings.
I like honest ratings.
Okay, honest ratings.
I don't like mean ratings.
You can find the episodes on YouTube,
Revenge
SoundCloud,
ratings, I hate.
iTunes, all over the place. So tune in, catch up on our old Halloween episodes, tell your friends, and I guess that's it.
I mean, tell your family, too.
Yeah.
Unless you don't speak with your family anymore.
Yeah. Well, maybe this will be a good bridge.
Yeah.
Get back in their lives.
Hey, I know we haven't talked a lot lately.
You got to try this podcast out. That'd be great. Bringing
Yeah.
families together since 2015.
Yeah.
All the books.
Sure.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank our special guest, No One.
Oh,
And,
wow. Harsh. I'm right here.
Oh, no, you're not a special guest. You're a special co-host.
I could be dead tomorrow. Every day I'm here.
What?
Every day I'm here.
Yeah, but your status is host, except for that time briefly when you left the show.
Yeah.
And you became a special guest.
You know, at this point, we used to make fun of all the talk we did about Joyce Carol Oates, but at this point, I feel like James Patterson is becoming our co-host. We talk about him so much. Either we need to reel it back, or we need to extend him a title.
If we could change the podcast to James Patterson's All the Books, we would have listeners in the millions.
It would be great.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
And he's all about merch. You know
Yeah, he is.
So
Yeah.
let's call it up. I would take a James Patterson sponsorship.
Yeah. We'd have to go through all our old episodes and listen for really good catchphrases that could go on a T-shirt.
Yeah,
we
would.
All a pickle is a hamburger's bookmark.
Our segments would have to be like 28 seconds long.
That's
like
true.
His
Yeah.
short chapters. Everyone. New segment. You'd be on the edge of your seat.
This is
folks.
great.
That's great. Yeah. Anyway.
Also, it would have to be hosted by other people who aren't you and me.
Yeah.
It would have to be co-hosted by others.
Yeah.
And come in.
Yep.
So like, is this one with Eric?
Well, we'll be here. It'll be like Nick Gunning with Sean Phillips. And then he'll talk, and I'll be like, "Yep, that's right. I said that too." And then that's it. That's all.
Isn't Sean Phillips a singer?
I made that up.
I don't think you did, man.
Oh, maybe he's a singer.
Yeah,
sure, he can come on.
Sure,
why not? All right, that's it. I'm cutting this out.